well do you take care of your eyes? Do you know you cannot be called a driver without good eyesight? Do you know that those with poor vision have a 30% higher incidence of road accidents than those with clear vision? Do you know that proper eye care now will help you see well and clearly into old age? Do you need more information on how to take care of your eyes? Then Eyes on the Road is the program for you, your friends and family. Yes, Eyes on the Road on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM is a program designed to help educate listeners on the best practices that relates to eye care so you are better equipped on the health of your eyes for optimal performance. Join Dr. Priscilla Imadi, Doctor of Optometry with a PhD in Public Health on Eyes on the Road, 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. this and every Thursday on Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. Eyes on the Road. Your safety, our priority. Beauty is how you feel inside, and it reflects in your eyes. It is something it's not something physical. And this quote is the source is unknown. It's a great privilege to be back on the block as we serve you your weekly health tonic as on the airwaves via 96.1 dial on the Lagos Traffic Radio frequency. Welcome to Eyes on the Road. Of course, you know, we thrive, or we do our best. We strive to bring succor to the sight of you, the listener, even as a driver or passenger, whatever category you fall under. Welcome, as this promises to be an interesting edition. Yes, my name is Akan Usen. All right, so of course, as the program progresses, we'll be giving you traffic updates to let you know what things are looking like around town. But of course, we'll be going straight to what we have for you. It's quite a loaded plate. Our headlines for the month has been centered around the eyelids, eyelashes, and all that, which forms part of the external structure of the eye. So as a follow-up to our discussion on the importance of eyelashes for vision, and of course last week we spoke about the chalazion, I hope I pronounced that correctly. We'll be discussing BLEPHARITIS today on the show. This sounds like, I don't know, BLEPHARITIS. Okay, so today on the show we'll be talking about that because it's also part of the external eye, or it involves part of the eye, external eye structure. BLEPHARITIS is said to be an inflammatory condition affecting eyelids, causing redness, swelling, itching, and blurry vision. Now, you might ask, what causes this? Is it treatable, or is this something that can be managed instead? These and many more will be our talking points on the show today on the program. So join me as we welcome Dr. RASHIDAT ARUNA, Chief Optometrist at Modern Eye Foundation, as she makes a return on the show this afternoon, as our regular Dr. Priscilla Imadi is still out of town. Yes, of course. So definitely trust you are in good hands. Dr. RASHIDAT ARUNA, welcome. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
So straight away, would delve into the topic. Blepharitis.
Yes. Blepharitis.
I don't know. It sounds like
so all these eye problems, their names, right?
Yes, okay. I know.
So blepharitis, it's an inflammation of the eyelids.
Okay.
You can divide it into two.
Okay.
Blepha and the itis. Exactly. Okay. So blepha is the eyelids.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Why the itis has to do with an inflammation.
Inflammation. So okay, like elephantiasis, conjunctivitis. So the itis means
inflammation.
Nice.
Exactly.
To the classroom today.
Yes, so we have blepharitis, which is an inflammation of the eyelids. Okay. Of course, it can happen to either the upper eyelids or the lower eyelids, or both can be involved, all right, in it. So blepharitis is very common, all right, it's very common, and though it happens mostly to elderly or older people.
Why so?
So hygiene, age, and a lot of factors come together, to make it that way. So it doesn't mean it doesn't occur in younger people, but majorly it happens to older people, maybe from the age of 30 and above.
Okay, not old as in not old, advanced age.
Everybody is involved.
Okay.
But it happens mostly or commonly in older people.
Okay.
So it can be associated with systemic problems, okay, like rosacea. I think I mentioned rosacea when I spoke about chalazion as well. So it's an infection of the skin around the eyes. That's rosacea. And then it can happen for people that have contact dermatitis. These are infections of your skin, herpes simplex problems. So they have to do with skin problem, acne and all, or dandruff.
And the likes.
Yes, and the likes. So that's a risk factor for developing blepharitis. Another risk factor is contact lens users, okay, and even having diabetes is a risk factor for developing this blepharitis. That's why everybody, has to take note of this, so that you'll be able to watch out for your health and watch out for your eyes. Now, another risk factor is a smoky environment or foggy environment, all right, or fumy environments. Notice that nowadays a lot of people smoke. But there's no way you just pass, you see people smoking, the hard drugs and the like. So once your eyes are exposed to smokes or foggy environment or dusty environment, you are at the risk of developing blepharitis. All right, now also there are the type of blepharitis that occur as a result of lice. We have some kind of ticks or lice in the eyelid. Okay, you see some people, they say they have worm coming out of their eyes or their eyelashes and all. So those are some of the cause or the risk factor for developing blepharitis, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. We have two classifications of blepharitis. We have the anterior blepharitis and we have the posterior blepharitis. So the anterior blepharitis has to do with the inflammation that happens at the margins of the eyelid. That's where your eyelashes are. Okay, and then we have the posterior, which has to do with the inflammation that takes place inside, okay, inside the eyelids or eyelashes. So in either case, both of them are very serious, very severe, and shouldn't be neglected, because there are complications that could occur once you don't treat it properly or once you don't address it as it should. Now, I'll be talking about the causes of blepharitis. So the number one cause of blepharitis is bacterial infection.
Bacterial infection.
Yes, bacterial infection. So sometime within the week, a patient came into my clinic, and in fact, the eye was swollen, like really swollen, just one eye, and full of discharge. If I would call it a purulent discharge, because it was very serious. And with such case, I had to tell him to do a lab test. So where we have to culture the discharge. We have to send him to the laboratory. They'll culture the discharge, so we'll know the kind of bacteria that's making it, causing it. And then with the results, he came with a streptococcal infection. So you see, it's a gonococcal infection. Yeah. So
from gonococcal,
in fact,
that sounded like gonorrhea.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what made his eye that way. And it was so serious that he had to be admitted because his eye was swollen. That left eye was swollen and short. He couldn't even open it. With discharge was so much and all. So he had to be admitted and intravenously infused with, antibacterial, the necessary antibiotic and all. So it can be that bad. It can be that serious if it's not properly managed or if it's not properly treated. And so, like I said, bacteria is the number one cause of blepharitis. So when the bacteria clogs the oil glands, I spoke about oil glands last week when I was talking about chalazion. Yes. So when the oil glands are clogged, it's not flowing freely. Okay. It's like a opportunity for bacteria to get in and be accumulated there, and then leads to an inflammation, an inflammatory process which will make the eye painful, redness. I'll be going into the signs of blepharitis very soon. But bacterial infection is one of the cause of blepharitis. Now, I made mention of dandruff of the scalp. Okay, so the dandruffs, because now it contains lice, like I said earlier, or ticks that get into the eyelashes and can cause an inflammation of that eyelashes or eyelids, which can lead to blepharitis. Now, allergies also can lead to blepharitis. Now, irregular production of oil, like I made mention earlier, if the oil is not being produced regularly or secreted properly, as it should be, breeds ground for bacterial infection to fester and for the eye to be inflamed or infected, right? So those are the causes or the common causes of blepharitis. All right,
let's quickly, remind listeners, dear listener, you can be part of the show by connecting via our studio lines 080-991 20777. Would love to hear from you. That's also our WhatsApp line 080-991-20777 and 091-538-77127. Any of this will do. Would love to hear from you as the show progresses. Okay, a quick one at let's see what the traffic situation is looking like around the Masha Aguda Sulere axis. It's high in flux at this time, I can tell you that, all the way from Bode Thomas Junction in and out of Babsani Masha down to Donyo Relay due to return Johnny Rush. Eric Moto Abebe Village down Igomu Bridge is looking good to go. Traffic from Unile Gogoro to Masha Bridge down to Kilo is okay. Likewise, movement from Masha inwards at Delabu to Centers and the return journey is looking very good to go. Nobi Street to Nuro Niwo to connect at Nepa Junction is okay. Sensors to Olatunde Onimole down to Yetoro and Nepa Junction. The traffic lights working and moving traffic around that end. Likewise, Brown Road, Bakwa Guda to Ijesha Market is good. Sele Okota Link Bridge is good, as well as movement on the Oshodi Expressway. Both the main carriageway and the service lane all good to go. Otuamba Inwards Journey Lansing Road is gathering momentum. Ogulano Drive exit link through Masha underneath the bridge to connect Adelabu Road is good at the moment. No impediment while the traffic managers are on ground doing the needful. Yes, it's eyes on the road, and we're talking about blepharitis, which of course Dr. RASHIDAT ARUNA has taken us to the classroom and giving us a description and what it looks like and what causes it. So if perhaps you know someone who has this, or perhaps you're experiencing this, I'd love for you to call in on the show, ask questions, seek clarifications, and I'm sure Dr. Aruna is more than ready to talk about this particular topic or proper solutions. But of course, even as the show progresses, even if you want to talk about any other thing or topics we've discussed earlier, maybe you want clarification, you want her to help us shed light on a topic you're not too clear on, feel free to connect 080-991-20777 and 091-538-771. 27. Okay, so this show is also live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. So you can also go on YouTube, see what's up, see what's happening, and you can also interact with us via that platform. You can also do Facebook. We are live, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. All right, back to you, Dr. Aruna.
Thank you very much. So it's very important. You know, this is the outer part of your eyes.
Yes.
And once someone looks at you, this is what they are going to see.
Mm-hmm.
The black parts, the eyelids, the eyelashes. If you're able to take care of that part of your eye very well, you go a long way to protect your eyes from, you know, complications that can affect even the inner part of your eye.
Yeah.
Some of these bacterial infection, if they are not properly managed, you know that it can make the eye so bad that that eye can be removed.
Wow.
Yes, the eye can be removed. So that's why it's very important.
That's serious.
Yes, it's very
And that's
important. And hence the need, to talk about this anterior segment section very, very
Okay,
much.
for the purposes of those of us who don't know all this, what's anterior?
The
Is it
front,
okay, so anterior,
yes,
posterior.
the front, exactly.
Help us.
So the front part of your eyes, this one that you are looking at when you are looking at someone, yes, that's the anterior part, the one you
okay.
can see, right? So those are the anterior.
And the posterior is the back.
The posterior is behind the eye,
behind,
all right?
Okay, the parts they can't see.
They can't see.
Okay,
That only the doctor can see. That's why they need to do an eye test.
Okay,
All right,
along.
so talking about the symptoms of blepharitis, all right, once you notice your eyes are irritating, all right, you have irritation in your eyes, you're not comfortable with the way your eyes are, all right, you know, you feel itchy, or you feel, you know, the eyelids and the eyelashes and irritable, then that's a sign. Another sign is grittiness. What I mean by grittiness is you feel as if there is sand or stones or particles, foreign body inside your eyes.
Yeah.
Once you notice that, it's a sign of an inflammation or an infection in your eyes. Sometimes you experience burning sensation. All right, you feel as if there is pepper or there is, you know, fire or something inside your eyes. To feel so hotting or hotful that you won't be comfortable. Then you have excessive tearing. Of course, the eyes are very sensitive. See, in the front part of your eyes, in your cornea, you have nerve endings, and that's why, you know, the eyes want to protect itself whenever anything. In fact, the thing can still be very far from you, but your eyes want to shield itself. Now, those nerve endings, they are very sensitive. That's why any slight pain or slight irritation, you feel pain. So once there's an inflammation, you feel severe pain, and that severe pain leads or brings about tearing, excessive tearing. So excessive tearing is a sign of blepharitis. Now, if your eyes are itchy, reddish, and swollen, that's a sign of blepharitis. So once you notice itchy, reddish, or swollen eyelids, of course, do not ignore it. You should go to your optometrist. Another sign of blepharitis is dry eyes. Dry eyes is a multifactorial eye disease.
Okay, so it could also be a pointer to something else.
Yes, they point out to something, especially the tear layer. Okay. Now, you know, we made mention of the meibomian glands, which secretes the oil. So once it's blocked or there is an inflammation of that meibomian, the glands, it can be infected with bacteria, which can lead to blepharitis. Now, if the tears, is compromised, especially the lipid layer of the tears, of course, the eyes will be dry, will feel dry and irritable, and it can lead to an inflammation of the eye. That's why it is linked, and it is multifactorial. So this can cause blepharitis, dry eyes. Now, you'll notice also crusting. Once you notice yellowish crusting, like I said about the patient, there was crusting, yellowish mucopurulence. That's very, sticky, flaky, actually flaky. So once you notice those flakes on your eyelids or your eyelid margin, then do not ignore it. Some people, they say when they sleep and wake up in the morning, they see some, flakes in the eye. Discharge. So if it's yellowish and sticky and gummy, all right, if it's not a bacterial conjunctivitis, it could be a blepharitis. Depends on the other symptoms that present with it. So do not ignore it. go visit your optometrist. Now, if you notice blurry vision, all right, because it can cause blurry vision. You have an inflammation going on in your eyes, you are not comfortable, the tear layers are not,
working
the way they are, so you experience blurry vision. Once you notice that, you go see your optometrist. Also, another sign you can see in your eyes or a symptom is a misdirected lashes. Now, the eyelashes, yes. So the
misdirected lashes. I'm confused.
So it's not properly directed. So it means it's either turning downward. So they are not upward. They are downward or touching or your cornea or entering into your eyes. So once you notice that, that's a sign that you should go see. So alongside every other sign, that alone is even an eye problem on its own. A misdirected lashes, trichiasis, or is an eye problem on its own. But once you notice it and some other signs, then you go see your doctor so that proper tests will be carried out so that you'll be differentially diagnosed for either blepharitis or some other eye problems or eye conditions. Now, I think the last one is photophobia. Photophobia has to do with you having light sensitivity. All right. Of course, there is an inflammation, and an inflammation will make your eyes uncomfortable, and you'll be sensitive to light. All right. So those are some of the signs and the symptoms. That it presents with. Now, how do you diagnose? How do you know? You have to if you don't go to the clinic, if you don't go to the hospital, you wouldn't know. So if you have such symptoms and you do some home remedies, some people, the first thing they will do, because talking about my patients, when I asked him, in the process of questioning him, what have you done? He said, they told him to put salt water in his eye. He did that. Or urine, early morning urine. They told him to do that.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
So they told him to do that, and he did, which just worsened the whole condition, because I'm still baffled at some people thinking that it's right
to use urine water.
Your morning urine, or to use salt water in your eyes. That should not be the first line of treatment at all. The first thing you should do is go to your clinic, go to your hospital, or at least you can wash your face. If you are not in the space to see a doctor immediately, wash your face first with clean water. That's a first aid treatment. Not urine or salt water or stuff. Putting all those things in the eye is very bad and can create an ulcer in the eye.
Because people will tell you, they've used it before, it worked, blah 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 blah. So
their inflammatory process in the eye. This eye is very sensitive.
Indeed.
What works for this one, it can cause a serious issue in another one. It can lead to the eye being removed, like I said earlier. If there's an ulcer, if it develops an ulcer is a whitish, a whitish scar that forms, and it covers the cornea. If it covers the cornea, the eye is as good as blind, because you now have to do a cornea transplant, and doing a cornea transplant is not something that you see often and then you want to do. The chances of you losing the eye is very high. You understand? It's very high. So you should avoid anything that your doctor doesn't prescribe for you or has not prescribed for you. You shouldn't put it into your eyes, or else you can develop serious complications. So there are complications of blepharitis. So one of the complications of blepharitis, or poorly or unmanaged blepharitis, is chalazion. Like we spoke about last week, chalazion, internal and external hordeolum. And then another complication is ulcer, like I mentioned before now. So it could result to an ulcer, and the vision can be lost. So rather than doing home remedy, and some people try over-the-counter medication, it doesn't work, they now come to the clinic, and we try to help them as much as we could. But why not, save the stress of doing all that and go straight to your doctor, to do a proper eye test. Your doctor will check your anterior segment, will check your eyelashes under an instrument called the slit lamp. So it's a magnifying instrument. It gives us a larger image of your eyes. So we see every pores, we see every, holes. We see all the structures, the
In the eye.
conjunctiva with every lashes. So we see where the problem particularly is. And if it's something that has to do with a tick or a mice, or a lice, in the eye, we see where it is and we tell you what to do. So these are some of the things that you should take into considerations. Okay, now what is the management or what is the treatment
Indeed.
of blepharitis?
Yes.
So it's very simple. It's
Okay.
something that can be avoided
Right.
unless you have some systemic problem like the rosacea I talked about or the dandruff, which you have to take care of. All right, it's very simple. Hygiene is very, very important.
Okay.
Hygiene. So you have to be very
So that's like a top.
yes, that's the top, because it has to do with bacteria.
Yes.
Now, if you're able to maintain good eyelid hygiene, of course, you can avoid blepharitis
Okay.
almost 100%, definitely. Yeah, so using, we have this eye scrub or baby shampoo, just with a clean towel, just use it with clean water, wash your eyelids. Okay, now every day we go about, our eyes are exposed to the environment and so many germs and things in the atmosphere. All right, at the close of the day, it doesn't take anything for you to wash your face properly before you sleep. And if you do makeup,
Should you use soap or?
yes, you can use soap, mild soap. You can use baby shampoo.
Antiseptic.
Yes, doesn't have to, just a mild soap, you can use it.
Okay.
Wash your face, baby shampoo, wash your face with warm water or room temperature water. Just clean your eyelids, your eyelid margin. We have wipes, eyelid wipes or scrubs you can use to just scrub your eyelids. And if you do makeup, like I was saying earlier, if you do makeup, make sure you take off your makeup before you sleep or before you go to bed, so that it doesn't fester bacteria. It doesn't clog the oil glands, so that it festers bacteria to cause you an eye problem. And if you have systemic problem, you have to manage it properly. If you have gonorrhea, you have a bacterial infection, or you have a skin infection or skin rashes, you have to go to the right specialists to help you manage this disease properly, so that it doesn't cause an eye inflammation or blepharitis. All right, the eyes are very sensitive. Anything can affect the eye and can make you lose your vision. So as much as possible, you want to avoid anything that will infect your eyes or cause an eye discomfort. Now, another thing, like I mentioned last week, is warm water compress.
Okay.
That's warm water compress can go a long way to help.
Warm, not hot.
Warm water compress,
Okay.
not hot. Hot is going to scald your
Right.
eyelids. So warm, at least the temperature you can hold without getting burned. So
or
just
scalded.
yes. So we have some method you can use. Okay, if you don't want to put your towel in a warm water, just place on your eyes. At least do it twice a day.
Okay.
All right. You can take. We have what do you call it? Eye patch or eye pad. Just put it in a microwave. It heats up, and then you can place it on your eyes. So that can go a long way to help maintain your. Now, if one has blepharitis, your doctor will want to give you an antibiotic eye drop to help take care of the bacteria, and then the doctor might want to also add a systemic antibiotic to help from within your system to clear or take care of the bacteria. And if it doesn't work, they may want to add a corticosteroid, which is a higher form of eye drop, to help take care of the inflammation and the blepharitis. So it's not exhaustive, but once you notice that your eyes are feeling uncomfortable, do not ignore the signs. As mild as tearing or as simple as tearing is, it could be a sign for a very serious. I've seen tearing. One presents with tearing and has glaucoma. If he has ignored that tearing or photophobia, that was, he wouldn't have been able to detect that glaucoma. So please don't ignore the signs that your eye presents to you. See your doctor immediately so that you can be managed properly. Prevention is better than cure.
Indeed. That no one should go blind is why we diligently bring you this show every week. And we value your feedback on topics discussed to better serve you better. To serve you better. Please continue to share your thoughts on topics we treat and touch on this show. Feel free to visit past episodes at your convenience. Of course, go to our Facebook page, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, or our YouTube channel, Traffic Traffic Radio 961 and search for Eyes on the Road. Remember, don't enjoy alone. Share, share, share. Thank you so much, Dr. Rashidat ARUNA, for making out time out of your busy schedule to come, shed light on this topic.
Thank you very much.
Indeed. Looking forward to more episodes with you on the show. Okay, so Dr. Priscilla Imade, OD, MSc, PhD in Public Health, consultant optometrist at Modern Eye Foundation. You can also get in contact with them. Their clinic address is plot 16 to 18, Ogunisi Road, opposite Omole Estate, Phase 1 by Akiode Bus Stop, Ojodi Berger. And you can contact them on 080 3333 6672. That is 080 3333 6672. On behalf of the production team led by Micah Arocha and our executive producer Tayo Akonle, I am Akan Usen. Do have a safe drive to your various destinations. Bye for now. See you next week.